Our next speaker is Mansoor Bahrami, who is going to be introduced by Mrs. Fatane Haqaiqi. Mrs. Haqaiqi is the chairperson of British Iranian Chess Association and Tennis Association. Talk about chess. That was last meeting. I'm still one meeting behind. She's also a university lecturer and a very successful consultant in complementary medicine. Before I ask Mrs. Haqaiqi to join me, I would like you to invite to see a video of Mansoor in action.
So many were here this week. Well, Mansoor Bahrami was on court earlier today because we've already had a final played here, the doubles final. And he was on court alongside Jeremy Bates, the former British #1. They were taking on the new British hero, Tim Henman, and his coach, David Felgate. We can join it midway through the first set.
Miraculous timing and years of practice to be able to hit shots like that, believe me.
Well, it's one shot really, the smash, which you just have to hit in a conventional way, but we saw the full repertoire, about 5 different sorts of smash then.
Still recovering. No, Jeremy, you'll have to, or rather Tim, you'll have to practice a little for years before you can be able to hit them behind your back like that. Oh, they're loving it out there. And why not? This is just delightful stuff.
Bahrami lead 5-3.
Well, I think I can assure you that nobody sitting around this court has seen anything like it before.
First set.
Yes, because he won the personal battle against Tim Henman, then even faster reflexes. Now then, what's he going to do?
Bates has disappeared over the backstop. Bahrami's wanting him to come back. He really has.
He's all caught up in the netting court.
Fallen back through the stop netting. Well, that is the most extraordinary thing. Thank goodness he hasn't hurt himself. That could have been so dangerous. And here it is. Bates goes back, steps on the board at the back, leaves Bahrami to fend for himself, waves his racket at the crowd from behind the stop netting there. Still trying to untangle himself. I'm coming, I'm coming. Bates has been sent to the far end. Bahrami playing both ends at the once, playing against three opponents, hitting a lob and getting it the power end himself. Well, now I've seen everything.
Didn't the other three cooperate terrifically well there?
Yes, two.
And that has got to be the most amazing point ever, I think.
Well, not that it really mattered, but for the record, the title did go to Mansoor, Bahrami and Jeremy Bates in straight sets.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think it speaks for itself. It is great pleasure for me to introduce to you tonight a very unique person himself, who is also, as we've all seen, a very talented international tennis player. He has kindly accepted our invitation, which is from British Iranian Business Association and British Iranian Tennis Association, and has flown over from France just so that he can be with us for a few hours tonight, and we are very grateful to him. But just before I ask Mr. Bahrami to join me on the platform, I would like to add a few things to his credit, actually. So, Mr. Bahrami's international success and fame has not only been because he's a talented and unique tennis player, but perhaps it's mainly because of his fantastic sense of humor, as you've all seen, on and off the court, his loving attitude towards the tennis, and most of all is his professionalism wherever he has been around the world. For all this, he's credited so much to himself that he's one of the most sought after players by any tournament organizers such as Melbury Classic and Honda Challenge. He's known internationally as Tennis Son of Iran. He's very, very happy and proud of his achievement, and we are very proud and happy to have him here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Bahrami. Okay, would you like to say a few things for us?
I'm very pleased. It's a great pleasure for me to be here tonight. Thank you for your invitation. First of all, I have to tell you my English is not very good, so I try to answer if there's any question for me. And I just want to say thank you. It's great to be here among my fellow Iranian friends and British friends. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Bahrami. Mr. Bahrami, we've been given a few questions, so I hope you don't mind that we go ahead and ask you a few questions.
I hope
if you don't know the answers, then fair enough, but I hope you have some answers for us tonight. A lot of people have been asking me about the championships and the champion itself as a word. What does it take to become a champion? And what does one need? I mean, people have some ideas. I wonder if you could possibly take us through that.
Well, you know, to become a champion, a champion for like tennis or football, anything, first of all you have to have a lot of passion for your sport. I think that is for your business too. I mean, you can only be successful if you really like your work. If you don't like your work, then you cannot be successful. And to be a big champion, you need to sacrifice many things. And you need to work very hard.
Yes.
You need to have a lot of practice and just try as hard as you can.
Yes.
To become a champion. Unfortunately, not everyone can be, So many people, so many sportsmen, they're trying to become a star or a big champion, but there are competition is very tough.
Yes.
So not everybody can do it.
Yes.
But once again, you have to be very, very tough. Yes. And a lot of sacrifice.
The mental ability, I think that is the vital key to the success anyway,
Exactly.
to be mentally fit.
Physically, mentally,
yeah.
a lot of it is mental, but if you don't have the physique, you cannot do it either.
Yes.
You need tough
physical
physique, and mentally you have to be very, very tough too.
Great, thank you very much. Another question that people were asking me, especially as I attend myself a lot of tennis tournaments, they were saying that the tennis today is becoming a very boring game. And obviously they're referring to people like Ivazinovic, who does massive serves and volleying, and then the games are less in number. And is that so? I mean, do you think this is the story about tennis in future?
Well, personally, I like very much Pete Sampras. I think he's a great champion. I like Tim Henman. I think he's an excellent tennis player.
Yes.
And but it is true that tennis is very fast today. Mainly because the technology of the rackets, they use they make the rackets which can make your tennis go faster and faster.
Yeah.
The tennis players are much bigger and taller today. Physically, they're stronger, and that makes the tennis much faster.
Yes.
And you cannot say to Ivanisevic, it's true. I agree. His tennis is boring.
Yes,
but
yes, I've seen that myself.
he's one of the players, and he has got a big serve. You cannot tell him you have to serve underhand.
Yes,
you can do that. And they said 2 years ago they were talking about having only one serve.
Yes, yes.
But that a player like Michael Chang, he's going to win everything because he has a very big return of serve. And having one serve is not good either, because there is so many matches are going to be over with you have one serve to serve, and you're going to hit it to the net, and the match is over. It's not very fun either.
So it's a combination of technology and mental and physical ability.
Exactly.
And all that. Yes.
And it's another thing is just so many money involved in tennis now, and the tennis players these days. They are like 12, 10 years old. It's becoming like a little bit business. And they have coach, they have managers, they have trainers all around them, and they want results. So they spend a lot of money for the kid, and they want him to become a champion as soon as possible. And the sponsors are there, they want results. So a player like Pete Sampras, he has no time to have fun in the court. And if he doesn't have time to smile in the court. He's there to win every point, and no matter if people like it or no.
So therefore that takes me to the next question, is the exhibition matches. Obviously you, as the most popular and the one for the exhibition matches that every tennis tournament organizes after you, why is it that tennis exhibition matches have become so popular, not only in this country but also around the world? And why is it? Why is it?
Well, we have an international circuit called the Senior Tour, and we play all around the world. And as you say, the exhibition matches is, we play tournaments. There are the legends, the names of tennis, like Rod Laver, who is playing with us at the Hurlingham Tennis Club, Ken Rosewall, Irina Stasi, Bjorn Borg. All these players are, they're real, for me, they are my heroes. And
of course,
they come and they play tennis, and the tennis that they played, like a man like Rod Laver, who won the Grand Slam 2 times, is the only man who did this in the history of tennis. When he started playing, there was no money. He just loved the game. That's why he played tennis. And these exhibitions are going on because people like to come and see a different tennis, have laugh, and
more relaxed atmosphere.
Exactly.
It's usually used by big companies, though. The exhibition match is usually attended by big companies.
Exactly, big companies come in
there,
they invest, they put money to do this. People coming from, businessmen coming to do business in tennis. What we do is tennis and, sport, and people come to see us because it's a very relaxed atmosphere. It's a very private, and businessmen coming from all the world to do business too.
Thank you very much. As you know yourself, I was telling you earlier on that we have just begun the British-Iranian Tennis Association, of course under the umbrella of Mr. Babak Emamian. What do you think that we ought to do, just very briefly, to make it, to be successful?
Well, I think you need a lot of management, companies to come and help, and do tennis-friendly matches, competition between the British and the Iranians, and make this thing go on.
Great, thank you very much. One very last one. You've always been enjoyed wherever you've been. You've always respected every country you've visited. But you've also, I have noticed myself, and I've watched your matches, that you're extra patriotic. You're very patriotic to your native land. What have you got to say about that?
Well, I love Iran. I'm Iranian, and I cannot look French or British. My name is Mansoor, you know, Bahrami, and wherever I go.
I believe they wanted to change your name in France, call you Jean-Paul or something, and you said, do I look like Jean-Paul?
Well, you know, I also have French nationality, but the only reason I got my French nationality is because, unfortunately, I couldn't travel with my Iranian passport. That's the only reason. And you know, when this lady asked me for the last interview, she told me, sir, you can franchise your name. I said, what do you mean by franchise your name? She said, well, I mean, you know, you have a possibility to have your name, like, you know, Francois or Jean-Paul. I told her, do you think I look like Francois or Jean-Paul? She said no. I said just leave it as it is.
That's very nice.
I must tell you just one.
Sure, of course. Please do.
I was playing in Minneapolis in 1992 with a French player. His name is Jean-Philippe Florian, very good player, against Jeremy Bates and Kevin Curran, who was the Wimbledon finalist. And that was in 1991, yeah, during the Gulf War. And the umpire said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the second round doubles between, in my left-hand side, Kevin Curran and Jeremy Bates from England and South Africa. And then in my right-hand side is Mansoor Bahrami and Jean-Philippe Florian from France. So I went to see him and I said, sir, please, I'm Iranian, I'm not French. He said, okay. I said, no, just tell the audience that I'm not French. So this is not because I don't like France. I love France. My wife is French, you know, my kids are born there, but I don't look French. And so I said to this man, please tell them that I'm Iranian. So he said, okay. Correction, ladies and gentlemen, Mansoor Bahrami is not from France, he's from Iraq. and right there was the Iraq and America war was going on. You know? And so I come back, I say, are you crazy? You want them to kill me? I'm not Iraqi, I'm from Iran. He says, okay. I said, no, tell them. So then he said, he's from Iran and he's not from Iraq. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think it is our social and cultural obligation to credit Mr. Bahrami and say thank you very, very much for coming over and joining us. Thank you very much.